In a small English village, there stood an old clock tower. For generations, the tower had helped travelers find their way home. But over time, the clock stopped working. Its hands froze. Its bell fell silent. The villagers were saddened. One day, the mayor announced, "Whoever restores the clock tower will leave a legacy for the entire village." Many people were interested. Among them was a talented young engineer named Ethan. Ethan was smart, skilled, and full of confidence. "Give me a few weeks," he said proudly. "I'll make the tower better than ever." The villagers applauded. Surely Ethan would succeed. Then another volunteer stepped forward. It was an elderly watchmaker named Arthur. His eyesight was fading. His hands trembled slightly. Many villagers looked surprised. One man said kindly, "Repairing this tower is a huge task. Isn't it too difficult for someone your age?" Arthur smiled. "I'll repair one piece each day," he replied. The work began. Ethan arrived with expensive tools and ambitious plans. For the first few weeks, he worked quickly. He climbed high into the tower. He replaced large sections. Everyone admired his progress. Meanwhile, Arthur quietly examined one gear at a time. One bolt, one spring, one wheel. His progress seemed painfully slow. Some villagers even laughed. "At this rate," they joked, "the tower won't work for another 100 years." Arthur simply smiled and continued. Months passed. Gradually, Ethan became distracted. New projects appeared. Friends invited him on trips. Some days he skipped work entirely. Other days he promised himself he would return tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week, then next month. Eventually, his tools gathered dust. But Arthur never missed a day. Whether it was raining, snowing, or windy, he climbed the tower stairs. Every day he repaired one small part. Nothing more, nothing less. The seasons changed. Still, Arthur continued. One evening, nearly 2 years after, the challenge began. Something remarkable happened. As the sun set over the village, a loud bell echoed through the hills. The villagers rushed outside. They stared at the clock tower in amazement. The clock hands were moving again. The bell rang perfectly. For the first time in years, the tower was alive. People gathered in the village square. At the top of the tower stood Arthur. The old watchmaker smiled quietly. The mayor stepped forward. "Mr. Arthur," he said, "you were not the youngest. You were not the strongest. Yet you accomplished what nobody else could." The crowd applauded. Ethan stood among them. He felt no jealousy, only understanding. At that moment, he realized that success is not built through occasional bursts of effort. It is built through steady commitment. Talent may start a journey, but consistency finishes it. After that day, visitors came from neighboring towns to see the famous clock tower. Many asked how an old man had completed such an enormous task. The answer was always simple. He never focused on repairing the entire tower. He focused on today's task. One gear, one bolt, one day at a time. So remember this, my friends. Most people fail not because they lack ability. They fail because they stop. Small efforts repeated daily become extraordinary achievements. Take one step today. Take another tomorrow. Keep moving when others quit. And one day you'll look back and realize that your greatest success was built from hundreds of ordinary days. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, success isn't built in a single day. It is built one small step at a time.